Mark Jenks is a landscaper. He's also like many Americans who at some point in life have been unable to pay on their mortgage, on their utilities, maybe an auto repair loan, or a hospital bill. There's an old adage that says, desperate times call for desperate measures. And well, Mark was desperate. He needed money. So he went to a car title lender, such as Cash America or Title Max, and they gave him $500 for the title to his 1985 pickup. This was the pickup he used for work. Mark had essentially paid off his loan 2 times when he got behind on a payment. One of his landscaping customers failed to pay him 1 month, and Mark was unable to make a full payment on his loan. Mark ended up losing his pickup and all of the money that he paid onto his loan. Car title lending is called predatory lending for a reason. In this speech, I'll explain why car title loans are bad investments, that they prey on those least able to afford them, making the poor and desperate even more so. I'll tell you what car title loans are, in what states they are illegal, and what states they are allowed and regulated, and I'll tell you why Texas, of all of them, is set apart from the rest. So what is a car title loan? Well, CNN's website says that a title loan offers you cash from the lender. In return, you sign over the title of your paid-for car to secure the loan. Typically, these loans are due back in full in 30 days. There's no credit check and only minimum income verification. It sounds pretty straightforward, but borrowing from these places can lead to the repossession of your vehicle and a whole lot of financial trouble. The interest rate, or APR, annual percentage rate, of a typical student loan is about 6%, depending on the type of loan you have. For a credit card, it's about 14.3%, and for title loans, car title loans, it's about 25% for the first 30 days. As Bankrate, who has won the honor of being one of Forbes' favorites, says, this is pocket change in comparison to your rollover interest rate of 300%. If you don't pay your loan off after 30 days, this can happen, and in some states, this rate can go up to 1,200%. For further proof, the government website, consumer.gov, gives you the following example. You need to borrow $500. You plan to repay the money in 1 year. You compare the costs of borrowing that money. The bank or credit union has a loan with an APR of 7.5%. You will pay $21 in interest to borrow $500. A credit card has an APR of 20%. You will pay $56 in interest to borrow $500. A car title loan has an APR of 300%, so you will therefore pay $1,111 in interest to borrow $500. Dave Ramsey is a financial advisor and hosts his own nationally syndicated radio show offering solutions to help people get out of debt. He says that cash advance, payday loans, title pawning, and tote-the-note car lots are rip-off examples of predatory lending. They are designed to take advantage of lower-income people and benefit only the owners of the companies making the loans. This is the very reason that this business is illegal or regulated in some states. We will continue on to our next focus, which is what states title loan lending is illegal in, what states it's regulating in, and everything in between. So, according to the Center for Responsible Lending, a winner of the 2012 MacArthur Award for Creative and Effective Institutions, there are currently 16 states that explicitly allow title lending at triple-digit interest rates, and 4 others that allow lending through a legislative loophole. If you will look at this map with me, you will see that the states in green have made title lending either illegal or prohibited, or they just don't exist in that state. Some of these states are Washington, Oklahoma, and New York. The red states still allow this kind of business to operate with little or no regulation. Some of these states are Nevada, Louisiana, and Virginia. If you will notice, some of the red states have different limits on their interest rates. Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia all have interest rate limits of 300%. Idaho, Nevada, and Utah have no limits on their interest rate. Yellow states are states that allow title loans to operate with a legislative loophole. Some of these states are California, Kansas, and Texas. These states are varied in the reason that their title loans are allowed to operate. The Center for Responsible Lending states that in California, loans for $2,500 or more are allowed to avoid state laws that apply to smaller loan amounts. A similar reasoning applies in South Carolina. Kansas calls their loans open-ended to avoid the 36% annual rate cap that applies to closed-end loans, small loans. These practices are nothing in compared to those in Texas. We will next take a detailed look at what sets Texas apart. But before I continue, I just want to say that I am currently not affiliated or decided upon any political party. I grew up a Republican, but I honestly have a hard time voting for anybody these days. I'm presenting these next facts as facts and statements with no feeling towards either political party, and frankly, I just don't like any of the political people out there. So, why are we making a fuss over Texas? Well, in an article in Austin's newspaper, The Statement, they quote Matt Angie of the Lone Star Project saying that right now there are more payday lending establishments in Texas than McDonald's and Whataburgers in Texas combined. This is confirmed by the Center of Responsible Lending, which states that there are over 2,258 title loan businesses in operation in Texas alone today. In Plainview, the small town where I live, we have 7 establishments, and 2 are right across from each other. According to the Texas Fair Lending Act website, instead of operating these as licensed consumer lenders or licensed consumer loan brokers, payday and auto title loan stores are registering as credit repair businesses under the Texas Credit Services Organization. By using this legal loophole, they are able to broker loans with no caps or fees, no examinations, and no meaningful oversight. The reason Texas is rampant in the title loan business? Well, through extensive research on followthemoney.org, I found that at least one of these companies are providing campaign funds for elected officials. William J. White is a member of the Finance Commission of Texas and the Consumer Credit Executive. He is also Vice President of Cash America International, one of the larger payday and title loan companies with stores in Texas. He was appointed by Rick Perry, the current governor of Texas, who has also received campaign funds from this organization, and as well as Greg Abbott of Texas, who is the Attorney General here, who has played part in allowing title lenders to access the loophole in Texas's law. With so many political hands in the title lending funds pot, no wonder there are so many stores in Texas. Let's review. So, title loans are designed to appeal to the down and out of society with their quick, easy cash schemes. Yet these loans are contrived to exploit the very reason people came in to get a loan. If you needed a loan in the first place, you definitely can't pay it back later at 300% interest. If consumers in other states can survive without this deceptively helpful industry, so can we. Texas needs to regulate what is happening with title loans in our state. It is out of control. In a bind and need money fast? Well, one suggestion Dave Ramsey gives is to sell your stuff, online or in a yard sale. He teaches people to live off of nothing so that they can live and be free of debt in the future and even save up for their children's education and for retirement. And there's no shame in taking a second job at a restaurant or a store to save up money. After all, once you get this money, it's yours, no strings attached. Those who thought credit card and other loan interest rates were bad would have to conclude that title loan interest rates are highway robbery. Thank you.